Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here with you today. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I am so excited to be here with you today. I'm hoping that the noise outside doesn't interfere with our Facebook Live today. There's a couple dogs outside, but it's all good. We're having fun. Um, this is such a huge topic, and I felt like I really needed to delve into this because I get so many messages, so many questions about it, and it can really be a big block and a challenge for a lot of women, especially as you're going to grow your business, right? People are always asking me, how do I change my relationship with money? And yes, I see some people popping on. If you are here, write a comment, let me know. I claim my abundance. That's what we're affirming today. So put that in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Super excited for this topic. It is so important, and I've gotten a lot of really positive feedback from clients, from people who are in this group, who are non-pharmacists. So I felt like it was just super important to just address it and really just delve into this topic and talk about it. So again, if you are joining, let me know that you're here. Give me some hearts. And the affirmation that we're starting with is, I claim my abundance. So before we start and go into the topic today, I just want to let you know that there are only 2 spots left for the Ignite Your Light retreat. So this is actually this Saturday, so literally in 3 days. This is going to be a transformative event for women who are ready to claim their abundance, who are ready to grow out their soul aligned business and transform. That's really who this is for. And we are almost at full capacity, but I have 2 spots left. So if you are one of those people that you're like on the fence, you're thinking about coming, you're not sure, even if you can't come, I've had several people just buy a ticket, and I'm going to be sending the recording as well. So just make sure that you go ahead and do that. Let me just make sure that whoever's messaging me is not saying that they can't hear me. Perfect. Okay, it's Ani. Hello, my Ani. Hope that you are on this Facebook Live with us. Awesome. So let me know that you're here. Write in the comments. Give me some hearts. Give me some love. This is a super important topic, and I want this to really be a Facebook Live where you engage and you are okay with asking questions, right? There's no shame in where we're at. I know that I've grown tremendously over the past year in just my ability to receive that abundance, right? So there's so many stories and thoughts and attitudes that we have around money. And today I'm going to really help you to dismantle some of those old belief systems so that you can move forward in a powerful way. And Priscilla, if you want to just leave the link to the Ignite Your Light retreat, we're actually going to be going deeper into this in the on Saturday. So if you are free Saturday and you are kind of on the fence, you can feel free to message me. I'll tell you a little bit more about the retreat, but you're going to want to be there because I don't do retreats often. I do them probably twice a year. So you're definitely going to want to check that out if you are available on Saturday. So diving into the topic today. So how I want you to start thinking about money is that money is really energy, right? Everything in this physical universe is actually energy. So when you break everything down, not getting too scientific, I'm talking to scientists here though, pharmacists, you know that on a quantum level, everything is energy. And so whenever we think about it in that way, we can start to see how our thoughts and the attitudes and the beliefs that we have around this external physical thing called money can really influence how much we receive, how we feel about money, right? Our thoughts create our emotions around it. And every single one of us has a relationship with money. So that's what I want to first uncover with you, and maybe even have a piece of paper to jot down some things that come to your mind, or you might already know. I know that I have a block around feeling like I have to work really hard in order to make money, or I need to work a lot of hours, or whatever that story is. I want you to begin jotting that down. And I hear so many people say, whenever I'm on calls with people, whether it's clients or women who want to work with me every week, I hear certain patterns and energetic, kind of like an energetic signature through hearing people talk about money and investing in themselves and all of that. So maybe your story right now is, I'm trying really hard to get clients, but like, nothing's happening, and you're coming from that forceful place, right? Or you're thinking, I don't have enough money, or, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, so therefore I can't make as much as I want, or I have to work as a pharmacist in order to make six figures. Whatever that story is, I want you to jot that down right now. So anything that comes to mind, it could be the thoughts that you have around money, or the emotions, or the attitudes, however you were raised to think about money. I know for me, I'll just give a personal example. My dad, from the time I was 3 years old, said, you have to work hard in order to be successful and make money. And that was his programming. So you might find that your belief system right now is a product of not just your parents, but it could be a generational belief. Or I know I have a lot of clients right now who have said, my parent was an immigrant and they came over and they really, had to struggle and hustle and all of those types of energetic patterns. And so we unconsciously pick that up from our parents and I sound like a broken record, but I always say this in every video, from 0 to 7, we get programmed with our basic foundational beliefs, and we're in a theta wave state energetically. So we're like an energetic sponge, absorbing everything that is being fed to us, right, from our environment. So say that your parents were always arguing about money, or that you grew up in a poor neighborhood, or whatever that is. You took those energetic thoughts and those patterns on. And I see a lot of people joining, but I'm not seeing any names in the chat. So I'm calling you guys out. Make sure that you are letting me know that you're here, because again, I want this to be interactive. This is such an important topic, especially if you want to scale and grow your business. So like I said, you have a money story right now. You have a relationship with money. And I want you to pay attention to how you receive money and how you spend money as well, because I find that a lot of the clients that I talk to are not charging enough for their services. So they're, I'm on the phone with them, I'm on our call, and I'm like, all right, well, how much do you want to charge for it? Hello, Neelafar. Yes, I see you. I'm so excited for you to be at the event on Saturday. Yay! I get to see your beautiful face. So, like I was saying, I go to have these conversations with my clients, and I'm like, all right, well, what is the energetic value of what you're providing to this person that you're going to be selling this program to? And they're like, I don't know, $200 or whatever that price is. And I really help to empower them to be like, hey, I actually just had this conversation 2 hours ago with a client, and I said, hey, you are giving so much energetic value of the transformation that you're bringing to this person's life. So let's bump that up a little bit, because number one, you're a pharmacist. Number two, we're moving away from thinking about hourly rates and really honing in on what is the value that you're bringing to this person's life, and what are the tools and the techniques and the strategies that you're teaching them for their health, or whatever the goal is that you're really helping them with. So thinking about that, and also thinking about your relationship to money, and how if you're not receiving it right now, it just means that you're not tuned into the frequency of it. So again, kind of dialing it back a little bit. Money is energy, right? So if you think about a radio station and you want to listen to 100.3 FM, but you're on 1010 AM, those two signals don't match up, so you can't hear that radio station. The same metaphor can go for and be applied to, if you're not on that frequency of abundance, which is really what we're talking about today, and I'll dive into that in a couple minutes. If you are not attuned to that frequency, it will not drop into your physical reality. And I've seen this over and over again, not only with myself, but with clients. And that's part of what I do in a lot of my programs, is helping you shift and recalibrate your relationship to money, because money is energy. Money is support. And what I want you to start thinking about is, where are you not able to receive? Are you, whenever someone gives you a compliment, are you like, yeah, I got these jeans from Old Navy, or whatever it is, right? we like downplay. We don't really fully embrace a compliment. So if you can't embrace a compliment, how are you going to receive money in your business, right? Yes, signed up. Woohoo. Yes, Annie, I'm so excited. Yes, this is so exciting. Great. It's going to be transformational, and we're going even deeper into this topic in at the retreat as well. So now there's only one spot left cuz Annie just took it. So, like I was saying, so if you're not attuned to that frequency, you will not receive that into your life. So, what do I mean by attuned to that frequency? So, I want to pose a scenario with you here. The first scenario is you have thoughts about, it's difficult to get clients. I try so hard. Like, I'm putting all these posts out there, but nothing's happening. And then I'm getting on sales calls with people, and they're just like, they don't get it. They're not really getting what I do. And I'm having trouble communicating the value of really what I do and how I can help them. And I want you to think about that same person who has a relationship with money that they feel like they constantly have to chase it. They feel like they're desperate or they're lacking in some way, or they have subconscious programming about what we just talked about, right? So maybe they saw their parents struggling when they were growing up, or they had a certain unworthiness wound, right? So we have things passed down from our parents, but also different experiences in life create protective mechanisms, right? The subconscious is all about keeping us safe, where we feel like, oh, I can't do that because the last time I did that, XYZ happened. So there's that, there's unworthiness, there's undeservingness, there's all of these beliefs that really formulate your receiving channel, right? So I want you to think about that. Your body is an electromagnetic field. So if you are attuned to that frequency of money, it will drop into your experience. And like I said, I've seen this time and time again. So this is really potent work here. So I want to just actually see who else is here. So if you're here, I want you to have the affirmation and type it in the comments. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. That's the new affirmation. So the first one was something about I allow abundance or whatever. So this is the second one. I want to see who's here. So let me know in the comments. Okay, so that was example one. So that person's obviously coming from a fear-based mentality. They're afraid to spend money. Maybe they have some blocks around receiving money. So what outcome do you think that they're having in their business? Do you think that they're really wildly successful, or are they really struggling? And there's no judgment here, by the way. I want you to come to this conversation with total grace, because we don't know these subconscious things that show up. And I know from my own personal experience, I had a lot of unworthiness that showed up in my interactions with clients, where they maybe weren't seeing the value of what I was doing, or I would go to pitch, a program, and I was like, oh my God, this person would be a perfect fit. But there was something in my energy that they couldn't trust, or they couldn't really buy into what I was saying. So trust me, I've been there. I used to have an enrollment rate of like 5%. And after I did a lot of this transformation work, and I just posted about this, it shot up to like 90% or more. So no judgment here. Now, the second scenario is somebody who really has an ingrained belief that money is an energy, and there's a concept where you can tap into that frequency at any time, and you can receive that into your reality. And that is really in alignment with the frequency of ease and flow. That is the key here. I want you to type that in the comments too. I allow ease and flow into my life, because when we're searching and we're like, oh, like, where's my next client coming from? And we're in that desperate energy. Think about, in dating, if you were to, go on a date and you're like, oh, I want to marry you, right? On the first date, like, I want to marry you. That desperate energy is going to repel and push away you from actually bringing that person into your reality and into your experience. It's the same thing with money. When you just feel easy breezy and like, oh, yep, it's here, I got it. That is when that's when you're attuned to that frequency, because abundance is on the love frequency. It is ease and flow and just like, oh, yep, here it is. And I want you to think of it as, for example, if you had to, make an analogy to water, right? you're not like, oh my God, where's water, right? You turn on the faucet and it's right there. I want you to start thinking about money as always being available. And this is how you begin to anchor in new belief systems, new thoughts, and also releasing, right? Releasing the old ones, because at some point, your subconscious felt like, oh, I need to have this ingrained belief or thought in order to protect myself from whatever was happening at that time, right? All of the experiences that you've had in the past lead to your energy field right now, and it's created your life circumstances. And this is really how I started to shift from being a full-time pharmacist to being a full-time entrepreneur. I had to do those work, the transformation work around the blocks to receiving, right? Unworthiness, undeservingness, really feeling like, who am I to get paid that much money in exchange for my services? I've had to do all of that work around embodiment and seeing myself and visualizing myself as the type of person who can make multiple six figures in my business. And there's nothing wrong for those of you who are out there and you're like, oh, but like it's not about money. Yes, I understand that too. But you deserve an energetic exchange for your services. And if you want to have a profitable business, you need to have a strong mindset around money. So this is so important. And you need to be willing to invest in yourself. And I've said this many times, right? I've invested over the past 8 years $150,000, not even including pharmacy school, in my business for personal development, for speaking, for writing books, all of that. And I've done all of that. And that's really given me such a strong foundation to then charge, right? Because if you've spent all this time and you've done all of this research for being a health coach or whatever it is that you're doing, then that's the energetic value, right? Either that person can go search the internet and try to figure it out by themselves and try to not have the support, or they can hire you and you're like, hey, I have all of these transformational tools, I can support you through this journey. There is an energetic value to that. And that's really what I help pharmacists do a lot. The pharmacists that I have as clients, and this is what we're going to be doing on Saturday, really anchoring in a new belief system. Because when you start to do that internal work and you shift those beliefs, you're able to tune to the frequency and allow that money to drop into your life. Got such good. Oh, I love it. Thanks, Priscilla. You're so sweet. So thinking about money as abundant as water, right? That's how I want you to start thinking about it. Like, it is always in my personal vortex, but I need to be tuned into the energy of ease and flow. So you might be saying to yourself right now, all right, like, how do I even get to that point, right? Because right now I'm so ramped up on like how I'm going to pay my bills, or where my next paycheck is coming from. So the first thing that I want you to do is to spend time with yourself going through those beliefs, right? And even ripping the paper up. I found so much that physically ripping something up, they've done studies on this, can help you to decrease feelings around whatever that is. Maybe of unworthiness. Write all of that down. Don't filter yourself and just rip up the paper. I sometimes burn it too, just to energetically be like, okay, you know what? I'm releasing this. It's done. I'm creating something new now. It leaves the space for something new. The second thing is to express gratitude, right? Gratitude is a very high frequency. So being able to tune into gratitude, like really feeling it in your heart, because your heart is a magnet and your thoughts are the electrons, right? Your body, your energetic field is an electromagnetic system. So having a clear focused thought, like, some of the affirmations that we've done today, money is an energy I can always tap into. Having little sticky notes around your house is super powerful. And I've actually done that before. I remember the one time, I think it was like 2 months ago, I wrote, I want to have a $30,000 month. And lo and behold, it happened a couple months later. So having that clear focused thought, writing it down, having it everywhere, having something in your phone, and two, really feeling into the energy of like, oh my goodness, look at this water bottle. As simple as it sounds, right? I'm so grateful and thankful for what I have. I have my health. I have clients. I have whatever it is. There's nothing too small that you can be grateful for. So really tuning into that energy, because that energy is magnetic, right? Being in the state of gratitude. Imagine, how you feel when you receive a compliment. Like, say your husband or whoever turns to you and say, Priscilla, I'm just so grateful for you. Grateful for everything that you've done, in just kicking ass at work and like taking care of the kids and all of that. How would you feel? Right? So that's the kind of relationship you want to start to have with money. Like, I'm so grateful for you. Like, you are just always in my world. It's just easy to receive. And even when you spend money on something, cool, like I have enough money to spend on that. So even like when it goes out too, blessing that, just saying thank you. I have the money to receive that, to receive whatever you bought, a Diet Coke or a dog or whatever you bought, right? So tuning into that gratitude and getting into that feeling state, right? Where you're constantly in that. That's how you begin to shift your vibration and tune to that frequency, and you'll start to see random things showing up. And I'll just give you a quick example. I just went on my honeymoon, what was that, last week or 2 weeks ago, and I was just in a state of ease. And I honestly, in the beginning, it was a little bit more challenging. I was like checking my emails and stuff, but I really got into a relaxed state of joy and ease. And I was like, oh, I'm in a hot tub. It was just fun. I literally got 2 new sources of income within that time frame, because again, money is energy. When you're attuned to ease and flow, that's where things start to flow for you, and you'll start to see these things happening in your external environment, because it all starts with you. It all starts with the internal work. And the third thing that I want to say is to, instead of looking outside of yourself at the economy, at whatever it is that you're experiencing right now, maybe you can't pay your bills right now and you're really feeling stressed out. Okay, let's acknowledge that and know that you can create from your intentions. You can create a new reality by doing these steps that I'm giving you right now. So the other thing to think about is to really start to tune in every single day, sitting with yourself, doing what I just said, feeling into your heart space, like, damn, I have a good life. I'm so grateful and thankful that I have XYZ coming in. And maybe it's not money. Maybe it's like, hey, I have running water. Hey, I have food in my fridge, or whatever that is. And actually expressing that. Start to challenge yourself and stretch your comfort zone. Say that you go, this is actually how I started doing it too, to stretch my comfort zone with money. Say that you go to a store and your old programming is like, oh, I can't afford that. I want you to actually stretch yourself and say, where's that coming from? Who's actually saying that? Is it the programming from my parents, or, what is that? Start to be curious about it and stretch yourself. Trust me, I get it. I had a lot of that programming from my parents, from society, like, oh, I can't spend money and all of that. And really, once you start to shift and show up energetically as a different signal to the universe, that's when you will start to attract these new opportunities in your external environment. So instead of looking outside of yourself and saying like, oh my God, the lack, the scarcity, the pandemic, blah, 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 turn that inward and tune in and connect to your source, connect to the divine, and say, I know you have me. I know that is really what you're craving through the vehicle of money. You are really craving security and safety and to be held. So really think about that. What is it that money is actually representing for you? Because in spiritual truth, you are always supported. You are always held. And when we can really anchor into that and feel that security first within ourselves, again, shifting you to the abundance frequency. So thinking about all of these things, I would love to hear if there's any questions or anything that you guys have for me, or if something in particular really resonated. I want to know. I want to hear from you in the group, in this chat. If you're watching the replay, feel free to ask questions as well. There's so much that I could talk about with this topic, but I just wanted to delve into helping you to identify what your money story is, helping you to release that, and then really helping you tune in to that constant stream of like, I am supported, I am held. And I always visualize God as a tree, and it's just anchored and it's rooted, and I can just lean on that tree and just be like, there's nothing I have to worry about. There, I am held, I am safe. And the more that you practice that vibration of just being held and safe, because that is spiritual truth, God loves you, God wants you to be abundant and to be happy. Think about that. He doesn't want you to struggle. He doesn't want you to be worrying constantly and being in this slave grid about like, oh, I want more money, but like I'm afraid of it, and blah, blah, blah. Like, let that go. It's okay to let that go. Let your ego, let your subconscious mind know, okay, thank you for protecting me for the first 30 years or however old you are, but I'm ready for something different, and really declare that and have yourself show up differently with these energetic practices that I gave you today. And that's really going to cause a shift in the way that you're showing up. So I'm not seeing any more comments here, but again, if you're watching the replay and you have questions, let me know. It's been such a pleasure being here with you today. Again, we're going to be delving deeper into this topic on the retreat. There is one ticket left because somebody just bought it. There was two and now there is one. But feel free to ask me any questions, to shoot me a message. I am here to support you, and I can't wait to see everybody at the retreat. Have a great Wednesday.